Greetings, everyone. It's GleeCon, and I'm here again, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. On the last episode, we continued our read-through when we do our non-canon side stuff of the film universe, alternate universe novel called Warcraft Duraton. It's a prequel novel to the novelization of the movie Warcraft. And so thus it's not technically canon, but it's got it could be canon the way that it's written. So we're going to continue our long play series because we also want to hit every piece of lore in game as well, and that means doing every quest. And we've decided to do the whole thing step by little bitty footstep together. So it has been taking us quite a long time, but we were really far in the journey. Today we're going to start a new zone, Azshara. Not a big zone. We should just take us a couple episodes, a couple playthroughs for each character. We're going to start it on the Alliance today with Glee Contessa, our Ret Paladin. Stay a while and listen. The previous zone we did was now I'm drawing a blank. Felwood. We just had spent a lot of time in Felwood because you have to do some grinding of furbolgs. Alrighty here. So if we look over at the spreadsheet, which is another thing we do on this show together, I keep it all in track for you if you want to follow my journey. We're going to hit Azshara up. If you notice, very little quests. Most of them are class-specific. So you have about 6 Alliance-specific quests. There's a little bit less Alliance than there is Horde. And then there are 9 neutral. So we're talking 15 total quests, and some of those are very, very short. So if we look at what is pick-upable, Ironforge is the only one that has anything to do. So we are going to start our journey with that today. I'm going to go over to the walkthrough portion. This is where I keep track of the order that we do it. And we are going to pick up this combo right here. And we're going to clear this out. Just a little technical cleanup here, guys. Sorry. All right, so that we are ready to go for whatever we get here. All right. Yeah, so let's see. What do we have? Do we need to go to our inventory? I don't think so. I do have 80 cloth. So did we ever go to Darnassus? I think we did to get cloth started. Yeah, we sure did. So when we're in Orgrimmar, we can start off by, let's say, maybe gnomes. We'll get some gnome rep in there with our rune cloth, so that's cool. We can do that too. I did kind of want to somehow work that one over, but look, okay, not a lot. Says somebody laughs at me. Okay, hopefully they're laughing at me because they like my guild name. I'm gonna take it positive. We do not need these deadwood headdress feathers. I'm not going to, even though we have 4, I'd rather regrind 4 than keep them in my inventory. Okay,
now
so
what can I help you with?
This mail helmet? Nah. Okay. Yeah, we'll sell those. And then, boom. Got a decent amount of gold from all that, so we're up to 117. Could stick some core of elements, but we can toss ourselves. We don't need that anymore. The stone I will keep. Alright.
See you later.
Let's rock and roll now. So now we need to go over to the tram. Now, I believe... actually, Azshara, no. I was going to say, I believe we'll start getting thorium, but no. I think thorium really starts becoming more prevalent in our next zone, Ungoro Crater. Azshara's kind of a... Oh, what do we have in the mailbox here, too? Something that Dadgar sent us, so we'll stop in this Old Town mailbox while we're on the way. This really, this zone is comprised of just a few short little things, and then one, the Hydraxian Waterlord. Oh yeah, I forgot I had a bind on equipped blue. It is called Skibby's, Skibbity's Pendant. It is a, I felt like it might be good for her. It's a bind when equipped. It is a 5 strength, 13 agility. That's pretty dang good. where I just have 20 attack power. So, I mean, 5 strength is 10 attack power right there. And then the 13 agility more than covers the rest, and it gives 3 spirit. So, yes, please, I'll take that. So we're going to overall drop a tiny pinch of attack power, I guess, because agility doesn't increase attack power, but 13 agility is, like, 65, like 0.65 of a crit. So, 0.65% chance to crit, so it's not nothing. It's pretty solid. As well as increasing my armor and dodge just a pinch, which that's always helpful as well for at least the solo content. And then of course, yeah, so we get a little bit less attack power, and then 3 spirit, yeah, just a little nudge of spirit that can't hurt anything. Not the most useful of all the stats. Probably Spirit is the least useful, I guess, on a Ret Pally. But it's not useful, because we like to be able to heal ourselves, we like to be able to heal others. We are using this Gallant Flamberge of the Bear. We spent a lot of time switching back and forth between weapons on this character, too. So that's pretty good, I forgot about that. Yeah, this is... I have to go over to the neutral auction house and flip this to my other characters if I want to. So I have to find out who's posted in Booty Bay and send it to them. I have the same thing. I have something on my Horde, one of my Horde characters. I have the same thing, which is I have a blacksmithing thing that would be good for her. It's a thorium something I don't believe I have. Alright, so we took the tram over, and now we're going to pick up whatever quests we can here at Ironforge. And from here, we will have to make our way back over to Azshara, so we're going to have to do some traveling. Like I said, we're also going to hit the gnomes up. I don't mark this one on the spreadsheet because anyone can turn in the cloth anytime you want. We will just kind of have marked them all the way done. So we have a cloth past it. Cloth turn in right there. So we're going to turn in, if you do, I like to do it in stacks of 80 so I know I've got both done.
The exiles of Nomaregan find ourselves in even
we've
more
done this
dire
before,
strait.
but let's talk to him about Rune Cloth.
Be seeing you.
Legion Tessa, you've been a tremendous contributor to our cloth drive. As we work hard to replenish our reserves, one form of cloth remains critically low, Rune Cloth. We are in absolutely dire need of it, and we hope that you'll be able to help us as you have in the past. If you're willing, please bring me what Rune Cloth you can spare. We'll initially accept a single donation of 60, and then we'll go from there.
Fantastic! These will go right to use, I assure you. Thank you again for your assistance. We'd certainly be lost without you. With all the donations you've made, I would certainly process any additional Rune Cloth donations you care to make in the future. Just be sure to check in with me, and I'll personally make sure that your good deeds won't go unrecognized.
Okay. Thank you, Bubulo.
Off and away.
A Cerebus, and we can do additional Rune Cloth as well.
Alrighty then.
Greetings once again, Glee Contessa. Our need for Rune Cloth is constant, and we can always use additional resources if you're willing to part with them. For an additional stack of 20 Rune Cloth, I will make sure that you are recognized for your continuing efforts on behalf of the Nomaregan exiles. Nomaregan. Whenever you're ready to hand in the stack of Rune Cloth, I'll accept it.
Adventurer! Without heroes like you working on behalf of the tribe, we'd surely suffer. Thank you for your continued efforts.
Cool. Alright, so normally that would have netted us 200, but that gave us a whole 220 extra rep with the Nomaregan exiles. Nomaregan. I've been making me say Nomaregan since we got some up there. Since the stupid,
Greetings.
auto, the voiceover mod. The voiceover mod. There we go. Okay, I can talk. My brain can work. Alright, so now the quest we need on our spreadsheet is Passing the Burden, which goes to easy pickup and so on and so forth. So we're going to begin with Passing the Burden, which is right up here. Little Slime Goes a Long Way, Part 2. That's the, that's Ungoro Crater. Finally get that one. Passing the Burden here is going to send us eventually to Azshara. It's the one breadcrumb that says you could go to Azshara if you want, if you're, like, really masochist.
Welcome to the Explorers League.
Okay.
If you need information and it is in book form, then I might be able to help you out. I've recently been handed the responsibility of investigating Azshara, a once beautiful area the elves called home. This would be back when they practiced magic. It's now a more dangerous place than it is beautiful, but that doesn't stop us from turning over every stone for answers to our past. A companion of mine named Timor offered to help me investigate the area, since he takes a particular interest in such things. He owns a small place to the right of the Hall of Mysteries here in the city.
Okay, so quick little breadcrumb. You know how it goes. Oh, I forgot. We should actually probably name this the correct thing. That would help, buddy. Okay, passing the burden. Iron Forge. Boom. Spread that a little bit. I don't even know that we're going to need that many checkboxes. That's how minuscule an area Azshara is. The only thing that is going to keep us going on a slow amount of time is the Hydraxian Waterlords portion, because it will send us to various spots around the world, and it is way the heck out in booty cheek clapping Egypt. I tried to make a cleaner version of the old BF Egypt thing, and I ended up making it so much worse. Okay, here is here's old Timor here.
Ah, Karnik sent you, did he? I expected to hear from him soon. I've discovered such wonderful things about Azshara. I know night elves have incredible lifespans, but everyone forgets some of the more unfortunate events in their lives sometimes. That's not meant as a criticism, just an observation. Long ago, there were cities created by the elves, filled with knowledge about magic and other lost arts. Being a student of such things, I started my investigation. What I found was quite thrilling.
Okay. So basically it's just, this is all just about, hey, the dwarves are trying to explore the history of the elves. They're historians, and can they do it? All right, so we're going to be doing a turn in here on passing the burden, which will allow us to check that one.
Magic was once as revered as Elune herself to some elves. Some of their most powerful mages created runes and tablets, citing rules of the arcane and insights into their findings. I would leave these for all to ponder in public places. I would very much like rubbings of these runes from the ruins of Eldorath. I have a kit for you to make the rubbings with, but it will be up to you to find them. Be careful, though. The Explorers League isn't the only one interested in Eldorath. I want the rubbings delivered to my tower, but there's no...
Okay, well... So, this is Arcane Rune that we just picked up. Arcane Runes. Fix that. So it wants to, I guess, they want us to, he gave us a kit for our rubbings. That's great. Now that is just sending us, I don't know where, but he's giving us another quest.
I want the rubbings delivered to my tower, but there's no need to have you go all the way there. I'll just have them airlifted out of Azshara. Shig's Fuselighter owes me a favor or two and will be in the area soon. He's signed on to patrol the coast. Speak to him before you leave. He can give you a flare gun to signal him with. When you have the rubbings, just head to wherever he tells you and then give them to him so he can get them to my tower safely. He should be in the hangar in the military ward.
Alright, so this is another breadcrumb just called an easy pickup. This is a little weird, I will tell you right now. Because, this quest, it's almost like the concept of making out of the way turn-ins less cumbersome. This is like the alpha form, not even a beta. This is like the alpha form of this type of quest. So this is something that they get a little better at in some of the quests in Burning Crusade, but they were really having a hard time. They had a hard time. I mean, nowadays it's perfected. They have a quick. If they don't want you returning to a quest hub to keep things running smoothly, and it'd be easier to just bring the quest giver along with you. There's all sorts of creative ways they've come with turning in the quest and not tying it to inventory space and stuff like that. But this is really the beta idea where they're like, well, you could pick this quest up, and I'm going to give it to you as a separate quest, and it could be a way to turn in this quest. So this is Zig's fuse lighter.
What can I do for you, adventurer? Kinda busy at the moment preparing my ship for a long trip. I just came over to see some of the tank pilots. I need some Wendigo mains to line my cockpit, and they usually have extra. I can give you a minute if you're brief. One of the boys just took off to Steel Grill's depot to see if the pilots down there have extra mains.
I think that's like a Lockmodon callback. Okay, so an easy pickup is an easy quest. This is what I'm talking about. Even the quests we have are not as tough as they seem.
Ah, so Timor sent you, huh? Yeah, I owe him a favor or two. What's that? Why, that little devil. Yeah, I can help him out with that. So you'll need a flare gun and a location? Easy enough. There's a small island off the southern peninsula of Azshara that we've made a landing pad on. You take this flare gun and use it there. I'll see your signal and come by to pick up this... whatever it is he wants.
Alright, the only thing I can say is that
here's my standard issue
that this quest will the signal for pickup. This quest does make it it's kind of near where we'll go for the Hydraxian Waterlords, whereas the Horde doesn't have anything like that.
Here's my standard issue flare gun, and be patient after you fire off the gun. There are only a couple of charges in one of these, and it might take me a minute to get to you, depending on how far out to sea I am. Just look out to sea after you fire off the flare. Ah, another flare gun, huh?
Okay, so that's it. Boom, signal for pickup. Now, this does tie to a repeatable in case, before you go to complete this quest, it does only have two charges, so in case you use both charges or something, or whatever. But if you need another one, or if you destroy it, you can always get another one.
Flare gun, huh? That I can do. And don't forget, southern tip of Azshara. It's a small little island that's been turned into a landing pad. You can't miss it if you're in the right spot.
Perfect. Alright, so we gotta lug that around, and that's another technical quest right there. Just picking up and finishing the repeatable version of that quest. Alright, so we will have to do the Arcane Runes aspect, and then return to Timor. Don't know. I believe you turned it in, but then he still asks you to go back there anyway. So all of this is... That's what I mean by, like, alpha. Okay, you're going to give me the ability to turn this quest in. However, it's not actually going to turn the quest in to get the reward. I still have to come back to Ironforge. Kind of dumb. Alright, so now we're going to go... We have to make our way out to Azshara. We're ready to quest out there. So I think the easiest way to get there would be to go from Ratchet. If we go Wetlands, or... Yeah, if we go to Wetlands, that'll take us to Menethil down here, and then we can just fly. That's probably the easiest. So we'll fly to Wetlands, and then from Wetlands take the boat over to Menethil, and then fly from Menethil up to Azshara. So that gives us a little pinch of time to get ourselves prepared for what's ahead. The great journey that is
the
World of Warcraft.
Might have fast steeds, but can those airy peak
Menethil's a
stand
quick
the heat of the Great Forge? I think not.
So let's start by previewing what we have going on for us in this zone. So if you look at the old spreadsheet here, we have a land filled with hatred and spiritual unrest. So this is an entry. These quests are very low, level 47 to our level 58, so we're basically going to be getting nothing out of them. Just a couple quests to fight some of the spirits that haunt the land of Azshara. And we will do so easy peasy. Okay, the rubbings we have right here, this is where we collect them from. It will not be hard. Eventually we're going to have to turn them in on one of these islands. Maybe it's this island, actually. I don't remember, but one of the islands, we will be turning them in. That'll be one of the last things that we do here. Okay, So then meeting with the master, Kim Jail and Deed, and Kim Jail's missing equipment. So meeting with the master and return trip, we don't need him. So we'll just do it for fun to bop those off. So after we complete this quest, we'll go up there and just go back and forth. We can explore, but mages need to go up there and the horde needs to go up there, but we don't need to actually do much. We'll just explore it for fun. Then we'll come down here and get those, but we won't turn them in, and then we can go up for Kim Jail and Deed, which will then turn over to Kim Jail's missing equipment. Not a very long quest line. Okay, and the last thing that brings us to is these three: Poisoned Water, Crew Under Fire, and Stormers and Rumblers. Like, there's a very large chance we finish all of this today, and even this one maybe. So Crew Under Fire, what we'll do is we'll after we've done this, we will make our way back down to this side of the continent, and we'll take out Crew Under Fire. Crew Under Fire is a weird quest. It is, it just goes, it's a perfect indicator, or like example of exactly what Azshara is to the devs, which is a land, a zone with a lot of potential that I can't even say it is half-baked or came out of the oven way too early. They just never got around to making Azshara a thing. Basically what it is. You get a couple little quests that show some fragments of ideas that will get you there, and then they threw some endgame stuff in the form of the Hydraxian Waterlords that make you come out here. They also threw in a couple of the class quests, the Sunken Temple prequel quests. They threw in 2 or 3 of those just to get people out here. But really, each class will have one level with the rubbings, just so that, really, if nothing else, and these little quests right here, they're really just to help you understand, hey, there's something, this is the place where the elves' original tragedy came from. Because that was percolating in the back of the mind, this origin story of the elves. This is where it was in Warcraft, but they never got around to it. They threw in meeting with a mage, Kim Jail, to tie into the fact that this is where you can find some blue dragon action in the great search for blue dragons. And then again, they made it the base of the Hydraxian Waterlords, and by base, I mean a literal piece of dirt. Nothing. One elemental and a piece of dirt with a couple elemental mobs around him. And you just see so much more potential. As a matter of fact, Cataclysm makes it into a full zone. Once you hit Cataclysm, this is actually a full zone, full of cool ideas and full of questing. Lots of cool things to do in Azshara. It is a zone in its own right, but in Classic, it's not even one step above, not even a step. It's just inches past Moonglade and Deadwind Pass. I think here in Classic, Deadwind Pass is literally nothing. I don't even know if there's one thing to do there other than play around. Moonglade, at least there are druid quests, and then there's a couple endgame things, so similar to Azshara. But so and what I was getting at is this Crew Under Fire is a complete example. It's like they left it in, and it shows you we never really had the time to do this zone. It's a storyline of a pirate crew, similar to what happens over here in Feldir's Cove. So a pirate crew was attacked by Nagas, sunk, and they start building a base here. A base that would lead to, ostensibly, or I would imagine, a quest hub. People are referenced, NPCs have names, and then there's one person with a quest. That's Captain Vanessa Beltis. She wants you to help defend her. Everything in the dialogue seems to indicate that you will have more interactions with other people around there, at least get something to the level of Feldir's Cove. Nothing happens. The quest is essentially worth nothing at all, and it is repeatable and slightly broken. So the reason why it's repeatable, people speculate, and I tend to agree, is in case they ever wanted to get back around to making this zone, fleshing the zone out in any of the expansions, if you had already done that quest and that quest completion was needed to trigger another quest, or they wanted to make it part of a quest line or something, you would not be stopped from continuing to do the quest because it's repeatable. Instead, they just never get back around to it. So we may or may not do this quest today. Not sure. What we will do, and then we'll have a whole other episode where we do Stormers and Rumblers and Poisoned Waters, because that will send 15 Dust Stormers and 15 Rumblers. So we will have to travel from here to Silithus and back again. And then similarly, Poisoned Water is Eastern Plaguelands. So we will also have to go to the Eastern Plaguelands. So we'll make so there will be an episode where we are traveling. I don't even know how to plan it. I'm guessing I'm thinking I would hearth us back to Stormwind. Then I guess tram, maybe? Or we just fly? I don't know. Actually, you know what? Maybe at the... Oh, we have to pick that up. I don't think it's going to happen yet, so we'll have to have some travel going on ahead. Alright, so we made this first part of the journey. Now, we do have the flight path to Azshara already picked up, because you can't really navigate flying through Ashenvale without it. Our next zone is Ungoro Crater, which Ungoro Crater is pretty nice. It's pretty centralized, not a ton of side stuff that we have to do. It's just there's a lot of grindingness and collection.
Where would you like to fly to?
So that will make the episode, it'll make it a normal length zone, I would imagine. Four episodes per character, give or take, but this cannot take more than 2 episodes. And honestly, it'd be pressing up about finishing it in 1 if it wasn't for the travel, the fact that we have to go out to Silithus and grind, and go out to the Eastern Plaguelands and grind. And then that does open up another chain out there. It does open up the next step of the Hydraxian Waterlord rep grind, which we will have to do at some point before this game's over. A little sad about that. But yeah, once we get to some of the endgame stuff, and it becomes more grindy, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of see how it goes. There might come a time when we're balancing, where I actually get started on some Burning Crusade stuff as we finish the true endgame grind. That is, that could potentially happen with every zone, like or every expansion. Like if you think about Burning Crusade, it shouldn't really. There is some grinding, but there's nothing that locks you with daily grinding. With Wrath of the Lich King, it will happen potentially a little bit, because the thing that jumps off the top of my head, there's 2 things. One, there's an RNG element to the Crusaders Coliseum. If we really want to experience every part of it, you need to get all the combos. But even more so, the little Murloc-y kind of creatures and the little, I don't know, Wolverine, Badgery kind of creatures, they have sets of dailies that are RNG. They drop RNG style, so it could take you, who knows, a week or 2 to get all of them. But those we can kind of fold in as soon as we unlock them. We can fold in doing those at each episode, and since it'll be in retail, travel's very fast. You know, Hearthstones are on some kind of ridiculous 12-minute cooldown or something like that. We have the dynamic flight everywhere. I don't know if it's everywhere. Actually, I haven't played in enough time. But even if we have regular flight, it's not going to be too bad. But we'll be spending a portion of each episode clocking in on those. Cataclysm. Can't remember. I believe, if I remember correctly, there is some stuff. Tol Barad has some of that to it. We do all the Tol Barad quests. There is And again, it's tough for me to fully remember because we're looking at the difference between achievement hunting and quest lines. That's what really gets us. Like, same thing, we have no achievements here in Classic, but I don't necessarily need the experience. Like, I'm not going to go out and get the max PvP or whatever. Like, there's some PvP quests I noticed available, like when we were just in Ironforge, for instance. There's some PvP here, these fights. These are lower level. The reason why I haven't done them is because we're not quite to the part where we do PvP, but we will be doing these various quests. Once we unlock, if I look at my patch list, Alterac Valley, Warsong Gulch, those come out. The only thing is, I don't know when Arathi Basin Arathi Basin comes out a little later. So we'll do all of the Alterac after we complete Phase 4, which does take us through our epic quests. We will have completed past Dire Maul, past the Lord Kazakh and Azure Ghosts, and then we start working on our epic quests through those. But before we do Blackwing Lair, Darkmoon Fair, or anything like that, then we'll do all of the Warsong Gulch and Alterac Valley. Maybe I can bust them all out in one go, because it looks like we have a stack of quests to do. Anyway, here we are in Azshara. Save it for the next time we have to travel. We can start looking at some of our future. Anyway, all of that stuff is kind of tedious, kind of grindy. We're not really gaining a ton of lore. The one thing that we will gain lore from that is important is the raids. That's the most important thing. Alright, so here's a little base. There's one shop to Bower. She can repair for us too, so that's great. And then there's one dude. Now this base is actually a little bit weird. If you're Horde, you can get this quest from this Tauren, but all these guys are hostile. They won't attack you on sight, you just gotta be careful not to click them.
Greetings, adventurer. Those sentinels over there have allowed me to share their camp as long as I promise no trouble will follow. I am sure you can appreciate the need for diplomacy while here, yes? I am here investigating disturbances to the land, and since it aids their cause also, they have agreed that my presence here could only aid the tenuous alliance between all of Azeroth's races. If you wish to aid me, then I would appreciate it. But regardless, please try not to cause any trouble.
Kind of like the way he looks. Spiritual
Long
Unrest.
ago, the Highborn were some of the most powerful students of the arcane the Night Elves ever produced. The corruption that comes along with such studies caused much harm to Night Elf society, and greatly affected all of Azeroth, as I'm sure you well know. I promised the Sentinels that I would release the spirits from their mortal bonds as I find them. If you would do the same, then I am sure I can reward you some. The spirits haunt the Shadowsong Shrine to the northeast of here.
Alright, so unfortunately, like I mentioned, this is a extremely low-level quest for us, so it will be easy, but we're going to get nothing.
Walk with me.
And a land filled with hatred.
The Satyr, a disfigured evil aspect of the Night Elves, now infect the sacred lands once traveled by Cenarius. I cannot speak for the Night Elves when it comes to all the atrocities those demonic creatures have committed, but I have sworn an oath to the Earth Mother to aid the elves in ridding the land of such a nuisance. I am sure you would prove yourself if you aided me in purging them. Northeast of here you can find the Haldar clan. Return to me after you've tested yourself against their power.
Okay, and that is the obligatory every zone must have one quest that is unnecessarily obnoxious. This one, this land filled with hatred. That is because you must kill these different types of satyrs. And the Haldar satyrs, the first two types, you need 6 of them. The Haldar, I mean two of them, but the Haldar, you need 6 Haldar satyrs. However, 6 Haldar satyrs do not exist. There are never more than 2 or 3 of these stupid satyrs around. And so you are inevitably just killing them, waiting for a respawn, killing them, waiting. It's quite obnoxious. So, the apparition lichling thing, that's fine. Because there's plenty of those. They spawn in multiple spots. There's no... These things are so low level. They're both going to come. Sure, I'll drop the consecration. Just for fun. first one should. We could also be using our exorcism on these as well. Did okay damage. I think as long as I'm above half mana. This Chieftain's Cloak, yeah, that's a Intellect Spirit. I doubt it's gonna drop off a level 43. Somehow doubting it's going to be better than anything we have. It's oh, there was a Highborn Lichling. That guy that dropped it was an elite. Who was it? Yeah, that was called Verothin's Ghost, actually. It's a rare elite that spawns here. Verothin was the... I believe he was the guy in the War of the Ancients that...
I don't have a target.
That was... worked for Azshara. She was like a lieutenant. I think she was part of the... He was like the one that captured or guarded Karanda. And I'm pretty sure he dies in that novel. In that trilogy of novels. Yeah, I'm not really running my full rotation right now because I don't really care. They're easy enough without it. Maybe we'll go a little bit faster with some sustainable mana. Alright, we're gonna hop down this side of the mountain. Do I have my ore on? Yes. I do not think we're gonna get any good ore in this zone. I guess it should be worth checking out if I have any blacksmithing recipes that need mithril. I mean, I guess technically that rapier, but it needs a bunch of other stuff too. I mean, some of those I probably have, but it's not the worst. Mithril coif. Ornate mithril. If I wanted to, again, throw some of those in there. Black pearls with ornate mithril. So, with the true silver. So it's not a terrible idea. Oh, heavy mithril boost. Yeah, so... And then, of course, mithril spurs. They were pretty good. Even at green, they're probably a better use of all of our time here. Alright, we do not need any more apparitions. Now we just need lichlings as we fight our way north. Just those little ghost-looking dudes. But we still need 5 of them. So we might run out. I don't think I remember having any problems with this quest. Yeah, so you can tell the nature of how is this difficulty when we're such a high level by the fact that I'm not even really paying attention to the fights. I'm talking with you guys and looking through my blacksmithing recipes. So if you wait as long as we did to do this, you obviously, when we first got this flight path, well, then you'd be too low level, but there's certainly a world where you could have slipped these 2 quests in a little bit earlier, but it's also weird because they're like level 47. The other ones are in level 50s. There is a Cliffwalker 55 Elite. I do not know if there's ever a reason. These are the hippogriffs. I believe you need them, can use them. 1 for just general hippogriff, anytime you might need hippogriff eggs or feathers or not eggs, whatever. For a quest, but also... Oh, we got XP from that guy. Alright, so we do still need 1 lichling, and I see none. But we'll come back to them. We'll get another lichling on the way back. Let's go for our satyrs here. Alright, so this is just... I've done this twice, and both times it was obnoxious. So that's cool that they are a little bit... We're gonna get XP at least, so that's nice. That's a level 58. And as you can see right off the bat, like we have... There's Trickster, Fellsworn. Cool. Where's the actual Halar Satyrs that we need 6 of? Sure. There you go, yeah, that's him. Just gonna face tank their fireballs or whatever for a minute. Kill this little bugger. Chopped his head off. So what we really need to do is just ignore as many as we can, but too late, and just get these satyrs. Look for the Halar satyrs. Okay, there's Mithril if I want it. That's a Felsworn. See, Felsworn, like, you pretty much have to clear the entire area 2 or 3 times, which is obnoxious. Dang it. This little imp. You are annoying. You should not have done this to me. That's not fair. I was just trying to mine some mithril. Had to get up in my business. Okay, why is there meat right there? I don't know. And as you can see, not a freaking satyr around. So, and they share spawn points, of course, with everything else. So, and this is the case because anyone that does this quest, there's one, will clear this. Will clear this and just keep grinding them. So the only thing that you can do is kill them, kill as many as you can, wait for them to respawn, rinse and repeat until you can get 6. So the least common spawn type you need 6 of, and look, no more. If you're lucky, you can get like 4 when you walk up. That's it. So we've cleared the whole thing. So now all we can do is kill all of them and hope we get on respawn. Hope we get more of the 5 that we need. Unacceptable. Just keep your eyes peeled for more mobs, really. Okay. I also don't particularly like the Felsworn because they have the little imp demons. Not that they're, again, not that at this level, not that it's much of a big deal. So I'm trying to go for the tricksters. So now I'll back off on my rotation a little bit. On the very complex Rat Paladin rotation. Poor Rat Pally is just getting rocked all the time. I was reading a Reddit thing, and I don't know how accurate or how recent it was, but it was like, I guess there's a Discord, a Rat Paladin Discord. And it was like talking about how they're shutting the Discord down just because Rat Paladin is now so undertuned again. So I just feel like awesome. So in Classic, they are pretty much like just panned as one of the lamest, least effective DPS specs out there. And then now on retail, it's the same. Cool. Yeah, so we're just killing these guys for basically no other purpose than to open up respawn spots and hope that we trigger something that we get lucky. And you know, you figure you're probably gonna get at most a 1 in 3 success. So that's no. Okay, slowing my rotation down a little bit. I mean, and we're not even. At least we're getting rep. Like when I did this because I'm a little higher. I'm a little higher level on my other guys. I think they were both. I think I was like my horde was level 60 already by the time I got to Azshara, and my alliance was 59. And that just that little extra bit, I was not getting XP from any of them. So this is at least good. We get a nice change of pace here. Alright, so we've cleared the whole platform. We'll go down and fight a couple down there too, just to clear the whole stinking area. And maybe one whole clear through will be enough. I'm not holding my breath though. There's a chance we're gonna have to do this one again. I mean, clear the whole area yet again. I mean, it takes that long. Now they just started to respawn, so perfect timing. There is a dude right there. We'll clear him too. Just for the sake of clearing everything. We did get hit. Oh, 20% chance to heal on hit. And I don't think I can heal a curse or anything. Yeah. So, I'm stuck with that weird curse of mending. So, that's interesting. Whatever. I guess as far as curses go, it's not that bad. You saw at that time there was a small little heal effect. I do not know if it actually healed him. I wasn't watching his life. Alright, now we work our way back up the hill. I mean, we could. This is too easy of a zone to even use buffs. Nailed it. Oh, you know what? When I do the mailing too, I have to mail it to my wife's characters. Alright. Are any of them respawning? So we've killed them all, and we got one. That's actually the worst I've ever seen. We got one satyr. How obnoxious is that? I guess we can go back to get our other lichling. Probably get a chance to respawn. That's bad. That's bad RNG. There's one right there, thank goodness. It's not even RNG, it's, dang it. It's, the fact that, I mean, somebody recently has done this quest. That's the only thing I can think of, that someone's recently done it. And that... Okay, now that was our second one, though. We've got 2 out of 6 now. And so because of that, they've sort of... And really more than one person. So they've gone through... and cleared it enough times, kind of farming out, like we're going to do right now, but it creates this just never-ending cycle of crap. And imagine if you showed up here and this happened and you were, you know, younger in the game or whatever, or better yet, there was none, and there was no questy or anything like that. Like, you would be like, what the heck? How am I supposed... Where are the mobs? Where am I? You know, exploring the world, looking for them. Hoping you find something. It's like looking for a soulmate. Does it exist? Yes, it exists. I love my soulmate. I don't know actually how I feel about the concept of a soulmate. I'm not sure. Like, I like the idea of it, but also the mathematician in me thinks it's improbable. There's actually like an XKCD, I think I've mentioned that on this show once or twice. It's one of my favorite little mathematician scientist comics and one of the things that the main conceit of the show is that they do like questions and then they try to figure out the math behind it. Like, let's say the math behind what would happen if you like shot a gun and tried to hit a bolt of lightning, like something like that. Like, they'll do the math. But one of the things they did was, mathematically, if a soulmate existed, what would be your actual odds of ever encountering your soulmate? And now, obviously, if you are a soulmate believer, spoiler, it's small. If you're a soulmate believer, though, you have to believe in something else as well. That there's something. Destiny or magic or something that will increase those odds beyond the purely mathematical. and I struggle with that. I do think there are things that are beyond mortal ken. I am definitely a believer in embracing the knowledge that we don't have a lot of knowledge. There's a satyr right there. But I like to think that love is more... I think there are absolutely some initial things that make it more likely. There are things, and I don't know what they are, but there are things that make it more likely or not for you to fall in love with someone. Physical attraction is probably one of the top ways to kick off a relationship. So you have to find whoever you're into pleasing to look at. Then, for it to last more than a couple dates, there has to be a general appreciation for the other person's demeanor, sense of humor. Their hygiene level has to be matching your own, or you have to be tolerant of that. Like, all those things, those are big factors. And that can get you into, a year or two of a relationship, maybe even a marriage. But anything past that, sure, you could make an argument for soulmates or whatever, and maybe that's how it works out. But I think anything past that takes a personality, compatible personalities that lend themselves to compromise, tolerance. You have to appreciate what the other person, aspects of the other person's personality, to where there's a certain level of respect and value. Otherwise, it's human nature to have. We are as humans, we have a "what have you done for me lately?" That's just how life works. Disappointments are 20 times harder to let go of than appreciations. Like, if someone screws up, you could give them roses 20 times or whatever, and it won't necessarily make up for whatever you did. That kind of thing. Telling someone spontaneously you love them is 20 times less effective than if you were to, call them a bad name or say something, a verbal barb that is going to hurt their feelings. Dang it, there's that curse again. Stinker. So I'm much more a believer in the "it works if you work it" sort of AA school of thought when it comes to love. I think love can work if you work it. If you can meet those things, if you have an initial physical attraction, if you like the other person's, personality and sense of humor, if those vibe with you, then if there are compatible elements of basic things such as hygiene, cleanliness around, domesticated cleanliness, and if you have similar value systems when it comes to child rearing and money, those are key issues. There's our final satyr down there. Then you have to work the marriage and learn how to fight, how to disagree, how to forgive, how to compromise. And all of those things are not natural to human nature and require really dedicated practice. Some people might get some help in that by going to couples therapy or whatever. Some people just understand that intrinsically. There's enough little things out there, posts, books, podcasts, whatever, that you can receive tips and advice and friends, other human beings, affirmations and motivations. But think about, why do marriages or relationships fall apart for the most part? Now, like I said, within those first couple years, you can fall out of like or fall out of love with someone. And I actually think falling out of like with someone is a think I've talked about this a couple years ago on this show. That's a lot more devastating than falling out of love with someone. I do believe on a Valentine's Day episode a couple years back, when we were doing Dustwallow Swamp, I actually can remember waxing on that topic for quite a while. So anyway, as far as soulmates go, maybe it is a thing. Maybe. Possible. I'm not saying that I also really love this book called Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut, one of my favorite books of all time. And he... actually, we'll talk about that after this quest, because it's something really great. I've probably talked about it before, too. Spiritual Unrest.
Well done, adventurer. Thank you for
Yes.
your help. The spirits are at peace, and the threats that their desire for the arcane draw have been lessened. I am sure that both sides of the conflict that ravishes Azeroth will see you are above such things.
Alright, Spiritual Unrest, bada bing, bada boom. A land filled with hatred.
Well done, adventurer. I see you're not only skilled but cunning. To defeat such creatures is a testament to your loyalty to the tenets of the Earth Mother, even if you do not recognize her as your own deity. She is in all things on this planet and beyond. Her eyes, one dark and one light, travel across the skies, always gazing down upon us. Please,
That's cool.
take this small amount of coin in appreciation for what
you've done. That's actually cool. We read in the Warcraft, the Folk and Fairy Tales or Folk and Fables of Azeroth, whatever, one of the short stories, non-canon we read was called The Eyes of the Earth Mother. And I think this might be the first time in-game we've heard a character reference this one dark, one light eye that is addressed and kind of explained in a, like, Native American oral history tradition why there is one dark and one light eye of the Earth Mother and what they represent and how they are tied into, like, you know, sun and moon and, or multiple moon mythology, how all that works. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, we're going to go up and do these two really quick, because that's going to just be a quick little banger. And then we'll go hit up Kim Jail indeed. Okay, we only have around 35 minutes or so to do the quest. That was a little bit more grindy than I thought. And then, so I think we should probably be able to hit those up. Will we be able to get the rubbings? Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't matter. They're not going to take a long time. That's about where I wanted to be. Ideally, we will finish these and get these rubbings and make our way down to a crew under fire, or at least start making our way down to that area. That's the goal. Will we accomplish that goal? Who can say, to be sure? Alright, so now we're starting to see the Naga. The Naga are the other big kind of features in this area. So we have, and they're also tied. We know this as Lore Masters. It's another side of the same coin, or really if there's more than two sides, maybe another side of the same polyhedral die. But here you have, I believe this is a Blood Elf. Kind of hard to tell, but when they're bedecked in red like that. This is Sanath Limyo.
Can I assist you?
There was a time when I could ask whatever I wished from those who sought out my master. But now you need only ask and I will send you to him. It is upsetting to me, but I do not question his orders. I can only take enjoyment in making fun of the ridiculous clothes you wear, or the pathetic look on your face. Even that bores me. Even this rambling bores me. Do you wish to see my master or not? Okay, and then he will teleport you to the top of the tower. It is repeatable, of course, because you want to be able to get up and get down from that quest over and over again, or from this area over and over again. And the other half is letting us back down. That is Nyril. But first, let's just go peek and see if there's anybody worth talking to up here. I don't know that we will ever have to visit this again as an Alliance character that's a non-mage. I'm not sure. There might be some kind of endgame quest that sends us up here. Wouldn't rule it out. The questing has been going slow. I started Blasted Lands. It's a very short zone also. It's not going to take us a long time to complete that. I started it. It's very grindy. It's grindy for buffs in a very kind of similar way to what Ungoro Crater is. It's kind of, I'm hoping it's not a theme, but I think it is a theme for what endgame looks like. These endgame zones are all going to contain some element of How can we have you spend your time grinding so that you can collect some buffs? Kind of annoying. Who is this guy? Archmage Xylem. Yeah, he looks cool. Those like almost those are like mega shoulder pads for a mage. That's pretty cool. And it kind of almost looks like the wings from the angels in Diablo. Also, we have a couple other mages up here. We have Joy Arnereth and Ryan Dawnrisen. Ryan, and they have no reason. They don't want to talk to us. So yeah, again, maybe at some point in time, you will have to talk to Archmage Xylem as the Horde. Yes, there are quests here and achievements here on retail. It's a whole quest line. That's actually pretty fun. Again, this zone is much cooler on retail. We will play that soon. Look forward to it. I really look forward to cracking into retail, speeding up the game, getting more lore. It's just, it's gonna be metal. But we have a lot to do in the meantime. Alright, this quest is called Return Trip from Old Nyril.
Greetings, miss. I am Master Xylem's apprentice, Nyril. If you have any concerns, please feel free to bring them up with the Master. I will be here to serve you when you're ready to return down to the base of the mountain. I will return you to Sanat's camp now. Do not mind his bad manners. He is rude to everyone save for the Master. Perhaps he shall learn his lesson one day.
Okay, and he sends us down with some kind of teleport from Azshara Tower buff thing. Someone grabbed him by the pearls in between the two lines of dialogue he had. He definitely went up a couple octaves. Alright, so before we get our rubbings, before I use my rubbing kit to get some rubbings off of these things down there, we're going to go up to Kim Jail. Kim Jail indeed. Who I cannot even remember who Kim Jail is, unless it is it Kim? Yeah, the name of the oh, I remember now. Kim Jail is the name of the goblin that will give us the quest, and I believe it. He is called Kim Jail because he is it means something that we'll talk about it in a sec. But look, here is a tribe of Timbermaw out here, way away from Felwood, kind of far away, I guess. It's like they've spilled down out of Winterspring, but because we are neutral with them, they are neutral with us. So these guys, which would normally possibly be hostile that you'd have fight through, we now have a set of allies out here that will not attack us. So it's kind of cool. I like that little element there. And I don't remember if that applies in Classic as well. I do know there's a pack of furbolgs that are annoying AH, and that is, yeah, see, Timbermaw Hold. What the heck is this? So this is a place called Timbermaw Hold. It's like a giant dungeon for the Timbermaw. What is it for? I don't know. It's another example of, like, this is just not a fully baked zone. It's like they would have a cool dungeon and or like quest area that could gone through here. Also, this right here is like nothing. In Classic, that is a little chasm of death. That little valley thing does exist, and it is also crazy annoying in retail. I mean, not Classic, retail. Ursulon, again, tying into this whole Timbermaw. So this is a whole region of Timbermaw questing that was clearly envisioned and never, ever got past whatever, the chalkboard behind the scenes. And again, more Timbermaw. Look, more allies for us. Timbermaw all over the place, but we're buddies with them. So, and maybe that also possibly caused them to scrap it, because if there was quest tied into having you kill those guys, but you spent all this time grinding rep with them like I did, you might find yourselves like with a mutually exclusive thing, or screwing yourself over. Okay, this is the Thalassian base camp. This becomes a neat little quest line up here too, but for now it's just a little dude in Kim Jail. I don't remember what side of the hill. There's a path up here with more satyrs. Lagashi satyrs. There we go. It's kind of a weird little hard to see path up to the top. And here you find Kimjail.
Kimjail indeed. Do you know what Kimjail means to the Blood Elves, adventurer? Little rat. Or something like that. The big bullies.
There you
They
go.
hired me to help them scout the area, looking for some sort of lost treasures. Of course I jumped aboard the moment they said treasure, and the amount they were willing to pay, but of course they turned on me and tried to kill me. Me goes to show you, you can't trust a Blood Elf. The problem is, they still have my equipment, and I can't get it back. Help me out?
Okay. So, this is also interesting because it's a time when, regardless if you're Horde or Alliance, you're fighting the Blood Elves. So that's kind of neat. Because they have not joined the Horde yet, so they are openly hostile to all of us. And we will have to fight them. Now, this is kind of a weird quest, the way that it works. You're looking for 4 pieces of gear. A compass, a scope, a stuffed chicken, and a Whizzlegoober. They can spawn, these crates have random spawn points, and they will just spawn after a few minutes every time. And then any crate can potentially have one of the 4 of them, but will, if you already has a duplicate, it can be a wasted spawn. So first you have to find the spawn crates. You don't have to fight any of these guys unless, like, they're sitting on top. See, look, this guy aggroed onto me. So whatever, we'll fight her. There's no rep for the Blood Elves. They're not treated as a faction. This is a Blood Elf Surveyor. Okay, so they have a kind of a, I don't even know what you call that, flame wave or something like that. But kind of neat, we can start seeing them, and their character models look terrible. They look like just bad, low-budget versions of elves. So there's a crate in there, so we're going to have to go into this little camp here. Fight this. I'm going to go ahead and drop my consecration. Yeah, and they don't drop anything. So I'm gonna take a fire to the face right now. Yikes. I had to put him to sleep with repentance because that fireball would have killed me. So they're strong enough that 3v1ing them. Uh-oh. Come on, no. Dang it. That's annoying. Didn't have enough mana. There we go. Wound up being okay. Alright, so I came here because here's a chest. There's a mithril over there we can go for too. There's a second chest right there. We got 2, a stuffed chicken and a scope in 1, so that's lucky. I forgot that you can get 2, but I do remember that now that it happened. It happened before. But just like you can get 2, obviously the chances of us getting 2 are going to be lower now that we only need 2. But also, you can get 0 because it might have just had one of the things you already had. Also, I think sometimes they just don't have anything. Yeah, that was just a truffle. Is that because it was... I don't know why I'm going to kill this guy. But I kind of want that mithril over there, so I guess this is one path to getting it. Although I probably could have gotten it without a fight. Come on. Come on. Yeah, and they do not drop anything. I mean, this is... I don't... oh, they don't drop any... They do not drop things for the quest. So it'd be cool if they did, but they only come from the crates. I don't know if the second quest also has this coming out here. I kind of think it does. Don't fully remember. Alright, so there is a patch over here. This is also part of the quest. I think actually we might come out here for part of the quest. I think that might be the next one. Sometimes a crate can spawn right there. I don't see it. There's a little path up this hill. Couple more guys. Sometimes you can find a crate up here. Don't see one right now. There is a second half of the hill. So if we want to mount up and go to around the quest, the crates, there you go. This one spawned right here. The crates do respawn pretty fast. So that part's fine. They spawn a heck of a lot faster than the mobs respawn. There you go. We got a Whizzle Goober now. Okay, so you just keep going and checking the same spots. Really, this is not that bad of a quest. The only thing is that you'll have to kill... I dislike having to kill mobs that... There's a rich thorium vein up there. We are 100% going up there. I dislike having to kill mobs that are... Like, Retail would do, for instance, some kind of quest where it's like, hey, you have to get these crates, which is cool. Okay, we're gonna fight this guy. We're fighting a second one too, it looks like. I don't even know where they're coming from. Maybe they backed off. I don't see them anymore. All right, so I was scared when I saw that other person. What the heck? I don't know why that one aggroed on me, but whatever. Okay. But rich thorium is awesome that we're getting it. There's another crate right there too, so maybe in addition to our rich thorium. Oh, I should probably put my Blessing of Might back on. Okay, we got 3 thorium from that, which is awesome. So maybe we'll get lucky and this one will be done. No, we got some fine aged cheddar. Right, sometimes I think... Oh, I didn't see that girl. Seems to be a lot of female blood elves. Or maybe that's just how it goes. Scroll of Spirit. Not going to use it right now, but... Oh, this is Magister Hawkhound. Look, it's a rare. Let's go kill that guy. That'd be cool. Or girl. Girl. Okay. Cool. And then we'll pop back down as we look for our last thingamabob. What's that? This is Revenant Boots of the Bear. So we have a 10 strength, 9 agility, which is 19 points with 300 armor. This is 330. We have 11 strength, so that's good. So we would basically gain 1 strength, and we would lose 9 agility. So that's like a 8 loss. Oh, with a 5-point stamina and 3 points of armor. It's like a side grade for us. That would side grade us over to a more defense oriented build, which is not. That's not the kind of side grade we're looking for. That's not the side grade you're looking for. Moonberry juice. We'll never say no to that. There's another potential right there. Not even listed on Questy. Come on, Questy, be better. I pay a lot of money for Questy every month. We did get Kim Jail's compass. Oh, no. I was going to fight the one, but when 2 decided to step up, I'm good. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. So they do aggro from a pretty... Man. They do aggro from a pretty good range. Okay, we'll go turn it... And I believe he sends us back to do something else, too. I don't know what... I don't remember what it is. I believe it has to do with these elves again. So... We are about 10-ish minutes out. I think we could probably squeeze off one more. So on the next episode, then, we would get the rubbings on the way down to getting that. And then go out and travel for our 2 quests. Ultimately, we have to go back to Ironforge to turn in one quest for that. It's honestly, it's just the travel that's going to scare me about the next episode. I mean, it depends. If this is a very fast quest, then maybe we can get there and do the rubbings. Kind of was my goal for today. I might just do it anyway. It's fast. Getting the rubbings is fast.
Interesting.
Those stinking blood elves. I tell you, if I was as strong as you are, I'd go down there and teach them a thing or two myself. But I'll have to settle with paying you to take care of them for me.
Haha, you got damn good, didn't you? This is great! That'll teach those blood elves to betray their partners. Especially someone as loyal as a goblin merchant. Bah, blood elves! Well, the least I can do for you is pay you for your time. Just like I said I would. Here you go. Those should be useful.
8 silver and a few frag grenades. As a non-PvPer, I don't know how good frag grenades are, and I'm not a tank, so...
What? What? That wasn't good enough for you? You know how expensive those explosives are. They sell for... Oh, never mind. Fine. You want to make some real money? Because that's how business is done. You prove you're a valuable employee,
there you go.
And then you're rewarded adequately after you stick it out some. If you're a valuable employee, then hit the ruins of Eldorath and find me some rune that them blood elves were looking for. The Naga apparently have it in their possession.
Alright, good. So that actually sends us down to the same spot. So that's perfect timing. And he acknowledged that he gave us a trash compensation. So now I feel more confident. Now we can go down there and do these the rubbings while we are killing Naga. So this is a good way to kind of overlap it. You can get some Naga killing out here. We don't need to mess about with that. And then, yeah, if you look, we're getting pretty darn close. We can't turn those in now, but yeah, these are all done. It's just gonna be the crew under fire and the aqua. Oh man. Okay, but I actually kind of want to stay up top. I don't want to drop down there because I want to stay in that higher path. Just wasn't paying attention, got distracted. We got good rep from that quest though, 6,500. And we got a chunk of, I mean not rep, XP. And we got a chunk of Booty Bay rep. Ooh, another rich thorium vein right here. Yes, freaking please. Look at that. Azshara has a nice little... So we are going to get some thorium out of all this. Dead stone. Thorium ore. Just 2. Booty. I feel like thorium veins are always... stingy. And stingy behind thorium veins. So some rune, it looks like it's just a random drop. RNG gods might bang us in a big spot here. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll get our 4 rubbings and then go back and turn it in, and that's where we will turn off the episode today. Kind of wanted to finish down here and be a little closer. Instead, we'll finish up there, but can't win them all. And we'll probably go, I would imagine we're going to go 5 to 10 minutes over. But I did miss an episode with you guys this week, so yeah, it's just really busy time. And I have a new boss, a new head honcho, and wow, she's fine, she's cool. The whole boss of, like, the big boss, decided to push up all of these deadlines that I normally have at this time of the year earlier than I've ever had in my career. And that in itself was tough. And then my current boss wanted a lot of things related to the setup of that even faster. So it just really cranked out a lot of deadlines for me. I'm trying to stay on top of a lot of things. Oh, there's Lady Saspira. She's another rare. Okay, we got the Rune of Jin Yael. I don't remember who drops these some runes. There you go. I was gonna say, not every single one. The Sirens do, and maybe one other kind. I also don't remember this being, like, I don't remember banging my head against the wall for this. So maybe the drop rate's okay. Usually if I don't remember too much of it, it's a pretty good sign. It's like we just talked about with romance. It's the pain that we really remember. Okay, well, she didn't have it. Good blessing of freedom myself to get out of there. Let's go get these other rubbings, though. Temple of Zin Malor. I've got twinkly feet because of my blessing. Go get the siren too really quick. Oh, I took the blessing of, that stripped me of my blessing of might. There's another siren too. But yeah, it just really fast deadlines had to do. But I mean, I hit it, you know, with the caveat like, hey, I'm gonna need to continue to polish it, so it is not my best work. I basically don't like to disseminate and publish my projects until they're fully polished and ready to go. And I essentially had to push this one out in beta. I wouldn't say alpha, pretty good. But so then now I'm inevitably getting emails from people that are like, hey, there's this little flaw or this little thing was forgotten. Just little things, nothing breaking. And
it's too far away.
I'm aware of that. I just don't. I had to rush to production or whatever. It's kind of like this zone, Azshara. It meets a theme. The Rune of Beth Amara. So I think we need 2 more rubbings. Gotta rub it twice more. Rub it out a couple more times. And one there. Did I miss a north one? I don't know. It's hard to tell with those dots all over the map, but I see one down there. And here we go. We got a clam. Oh, Clambot. Where is Clambot? We are drop rate Temple of Zin Malor. We have not been getting. I mean, we've only killed four or 5 of these sirens. But got a couple right here, so 2 more chances. Hopefully I get it with these 2, so these Questy will pop those off the map and I can find my last rubbing spot. Come on, mate. I wish Hammer of Justice was non-interruptible. Want to make me happy? Like that. Because that's one of the main reasons I don't like using Hammer of Wrath, I think. That's one of the main reasons I don't like using Hammer of Wrath, because when you're soloing, then you have to deal with pushback. So calling it a 1-second cast is a misrepresentation. It's not going to be that unless you're in like a dungeon. All right, let's get the
I need to get closer.
Rune of Markree. And then we'll have to see where is my final rune at. Oh, it's down there. Okay. Because normally I could at least I've been chaining it from one mini-map spot to the next, but I just couldn't find it. Looks like it's to the south. Which checks out. The ruins of Eldorath, maybe? Yeah, I see it down there. Alrighty, we're close. We're gonna need some good RNG to get that Sum rune. That's what's holding us off now. Because we're gonna get our final rubbing. There's also more lingering Highborns, different ghosts. Seeing the Spite Lash, but I'm not seeing a lot of the sirens over here. Alright, so we got the Rune of Sail High. Got all 4 rubbings. Now we will have to travel down to that island, like I mentioned, in order to get it. Fine by me. Okay, let's look for our... I don't want to drop down there because it's such a pain to get back up. I'd like to be able to get my rune on the more elevated portion of the beach here. That's also true in retail. That's the navigation down to the beach is annoying. Okay, here's a temple. You notice though, I did see that one person near my Arthurium vein, but other than that, I haven't seen anybody in here. There's a siren. Boop, 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 boop. Warlord Krellian. I feel like that's tied into something. I don't remember what. I don't know if we've done that on another quest or what the story is with old Warlord Krellian. That hot they put on us is annoying. I hate clams. That's even more annoying. Alright, do I have any... There's a siren back there. Back there. There's one over there. Oh, yeah, that's the name of the game right now. Is... Fighting sirens. And the hots are... Hots are also insta-cast, so I can't interrupt them. There's no real combating them. On our shaman, at least we can purge them. But you just, other than just dump mana to try to kill him quick, I don't know what else we can really do. Gosh, forsake it. Alright, so we are getting bad... Of course, since I've put myself on a timer where now we've hit where I want it to be done by, of course, we're going to get bad RNG on this some rune. Just wanted to check. I don't see... Oh, General Fangfenner or something like that. I actually want to fight him because he's a rare. Here's a couple sirens. Don't want to fight all three of those if I can help it. I would like to fight her. You little so-and-so. Okay. Don't do that. Hang it. I see, with Blessing and Freedom having that cooldown is a little tricky. Come on. Well, here's a siren out here, so that's good. I'm gonna be fighting these two here. Ooh, my mana is... I'll use a mana potion just to get me started here. Ow. I don't want to pat. Adding in the fight. Dang it. He's just a rare, he's not an elite. There's that, that's cool. General Fangfarer. Got him. What is this? Oh, it's a one-handed sword. Dang it. Bind on equip. Chance to blast the target with arcane damage. 70 arcane damage. That's pretty cool. Juniho's Mercy. I don't know if it's any good or not. That's kind of cool though. Nothing. We'll be able to get a couple gold from it for a vendor. I don't know how good that is. I don't have anybody using one-handers right now, so... Also, the arcane damage doesn't really mesh with what I'm doing. Alright. So, nothing really spectacular out of that temple. I mean, we did. I don't know. Maybe Junho's Mercy is awesome. I don't stinking know. I'm pretty bad about evaluating those blast on hit weapons. I really seem to undervalue them, and then a lot of the times people will be like, oh, that's really cool, blah, 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 or whatever. But then also things that I'm, like, objectively like, oh, that weapon is cool. Then, like, it should be a lot or whatever, and then it never sells. So, most of the time I don't even mess with the auction house because it's just not going to sell. Trying to get around without aggroing more of these stupid guys. Need sirens. That's also annoying that it can't drop from any Naga. It can only drop from the female Nagas. But not this one either. Lady Suspira, I guess we can get her. Another rare. We got a lot of rares going on here. She's like a rare siren type, it seems. She's got a sword. Cool. And 4 hands. I don't want to aggro other mobs on right now because it's kind of low. Trying to balance that. Trying to thread that needle. Got her. Okay, this is the Swashbuckler's Belt of the Owl. Not useful. Okay, there's a siren. Maybe this siren will get us what we need. Eventually I'll be able to operate this camera. What? This ghost is like trolling me. Everywhere I go he's like, I kind of feel like padding in that directions too. Of course. Oh, I was gonna say, why did I suddenly not... Did I lose mana? But no, it's nothing to do with that. It was... hot. Oh my gosh. Well, it looks like we're going down to the beach because we've pretty much killed every Naga up here, so it just means our traveling is going to be a little bit more annoying. That's lame. Alright. White Lash Siren. Okay, she has forearms too. Maybe the forearm thing was just more prominent. Sorry guys, puberty is hard and I'm experiencing it lately. Please, don't judge. I'm getting hair in unexpected places. Oh, puberty. Puberty jokes. Yeah, so the next episode, I should drop the next one tomorrow. It'll be a long play. I do not foresee anything getting in my way of that. And then we'll be back to the normal schedule, recording schedule next week. I think I should be able to keep a little bit more balanced schedule this upcoming week. I hope. It's really gonna depend. It's really just how do I have to bring home a lot of work. That's really what slows me down. And this show will... It also depends on, like, what's going on in that particular day. Like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my wife is at work, so I can push myself and record late if I have to. And there's nothing really stopping that, whereas... on Thursdays, Fridays, weekends, you know, my wife will, you know, I would have to neglect spending any time with her, too, and that's not fair to her. So, when it's just myself that I can kind of push some things out and not chill or read or play, you know, mindless game or watch a show or whatever at the end of the night, that's fine. I can record instead. Avalancheon yells, "You be too scared, me find you." Guessing that sounds like a stone giant to me. Man, we're having... No, okay, so now this one is sticking with me. We're having really bad luck on this some rune. I did not have this bad luck before on either character, so this is some bad RNG. I almost want to look up, what's this quest called? Kim Jail's missing equipment. Oh, I was watching Legion. Kim Jail's missing equipment. Okay, let's see what people say. It easily drops from the higher. I don't know what fountain thing in the middle they're talking about.
I can't carry anymore.
Okay, I guess we're gonna get rid of that too. Yeah, I don't know. I'll eat one of these and see. What are they talking about? So we need the some rune. Okay. It says the siren is the one it mostly drops from, which is what we've been fighting. Yeah, they're freaking everywhere, so I don't... Higher level, like, this is what I don't understand. When they're talking about it usually drops from the higher level mobs. What higher level mobs? There are way more on the beach on Azshara. It only drops from the higher level mobs. Okay. What is higher level? 52? So is that what we're talking... Oh. Because now, that's what it is. So maybe I got these on the beaches before, and maybe that's what did it for me. They're basically saying, go to the beach, because now it will drop from the Myrmidons. So maybe we never had a chance. I just wasted time. And I just didn't notice because maybe I just organically did this on the beach the first time. Possible. So I don't remember it being a big deal. Yeah, I also didn't specifically remember that it would only drop from the female Naga, and now it would also drop from these guys. So that's good to know. What's this? Physical damage taken. Now that we can cleanse. That's a magical effect. And there we go. We got it on the second go. So good to know. Don't be like me. It only drops, even though Questy lied and said those Naga can have it. That is a bald-faced lie. And go to the beach to fight these. I got it on the second kill. When we killed, like, I don't know, 20 or so on the... Now, this is why I hate this beach, because there's only a few spots where you can climb back up. When you can fly, who cares? Like this, that's not a real climb back up spot. So we've got to find out. There might be one on the North Shore, but I'm trying to go back to where I know we just came from. So I can have a guaranteed out, and then we'll go back and turn this one in. Alright, so again, next episode we're going to walk around the zone, and then jump down to that under fire. That's going to be the easiest way to get there, because navigating the shore is annoying, and it's not... There's nothing easy or guaranteed about it. So we're going to walk all the way around and go to this quest. We'll then go hug the shore and turn in our arcane runes, and he will give us another quest saying, alright, thanks for giving me that. I'll take it, blah, blah, blah. But now you go back to Ironforge. And then we'll swim up and pick up his 2 quests. At that point, I don't know what's going to be easier. I think it'll probably be easier to hearth back to Stormwind, tram over to Ironforge and turn that Ironforge quest in. And then fly from there to Eastern Plaguelands, or however close we can get to do that portion of the quest. Then fly back down to Menethil, or to Booty Bay. Yeah. To Menethil, which will take us to Dustwallow. And then we can go over as close as we can get to... Yeah, I have to come all the way out of here. Yeah, let's look at the map. Okay, so we hearth back over to Stormwind and then take the tram to Ironforge where we turn that quest in. We fly from Ironforge. I know we can get... I don't know if I picked up this flight path. So We might be having to walk up here. Probably do. So that means the closest place probably be South Shore. We'll have to walk. Then we walk up to this Western Plaguelands thing, and then we'll have to walk into the Eastern Plaguelands. And then if we want, we can pick the Eastern Plaguelands flight path up. It's probably a good idea. And then from there we would fly back down to Menethil. Unless our Hearthstone, if our Hearthstone's up, that's cool. Then we can hearth it and fly down to like Booty Bay. Because Booty Bay would actually be closer, so if that took an hour, which we're in bad shape if it does, so let's hope it's not. Hopefully we can just then fly back to Menethil and take the boat back over to Duskwallow and fly as close as we can get. We've been to Marshall's Refuge, so we can at least fly to Marshall's Refuge. Oh no, we've been out to Silithus. So we can fly, so we can go to Silithus and take care of that. And then from Silithus, fly back up here to Azshara and walk out to the end. So it's gonna be dicey in terms of can we finish that in the amount of time. It might run a little long, but it is what it is. I'd like to finish this zone. And then next week, we'll finish the Horde. The Horde might take us 3 episodes, I don't know, if I don't rush it. So either way, we should finish the Horde Azshara by next week. That should be fine. And I'll keep on playing through. And I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish Blastlands. It's not very long of a zone, but it's very grindy. If you want to look at, we can look at that next time. We can talk about Blastlands questing on the next episode. We'll have some travel time to fill. Someone's been killing these satyrs. Why do you kill them? I don't know. Not a lot of the things are.
Hey,
Well, Glee Contessa, where is the rune? You're a good employee, right? You're here to help? Don't make me think twice about paying you what we agreed upon. What? Oh, we didn't agree on anything? Oh, great. Then take your time. Just know that it'll be a lot less if you take a long time.
Ha ha! Wonderful! I'll be sure to find out what this is for and why Magus Rimtori, she's the cow that hired me, wanted it.
The cow.
Ha! I got you now, stinking blood elves. Kim Jail!
The cow?
I'll teach them who the rats are. You did good, adventurer. Thanks a bundle. Here, take this coin and be off with you. I've got some things to figure out.
And she's a Magus, so I don't think she's a Tauren.
keep it real.
So it's not a literal cow person he's talking about. Like, he just called some person a cow. That's crazy. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and tuning in. Glee Contessa and the journey that we have together. We're good halfway through, maybe more, through Azshara, and we'll continue that one on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe, hit that like, leave those comments up. Check me out on Patreon if you want to see me do the Assassin's Creed journey as well. Peace out. Another episode in the pipe, 5x5.